Hi! Today we're going to set up a VPN on Syntropy Stack and using Amazon Web Services EC2 instance. Let's go ahead and start. First step is logging into our AWS Console. Then we pick up the EC2 instance. So if we go to instances, I already have some, but let's launch a brand new one so we have everything from scratch. So it's going to be called Syntropy tutorial, VPN tutorial. My preferred OS is Ubuntu, and yeah, I think we can leave all the settings as they are. Let's create a new key pair. Boom, it's downloading. So we can use it in terminal, but we'll use SSH from the web browser. But let's just make sure that, we allow the SSH traffic from anywhere, and that's it. We don't have to tick anything here. But for example, if you want to allow HTTPS traffic, that's absolutely fine. So let's launch the instance. Boom. It takes literally a couple of seconds and we successfully launched it. Okay, so the state is still pending. Obviously we can use it just in the moment when this is gonna be green. Yep. By this time, we can go to the security and we can set up some inbound rules that we will use in our VPN setup. So if we go to security group, it would be good if we just edit the inbound rule and then just add all UDP. Obviously, you don't have to use all UDP traffic. You can specify a port, but for sake of this tutorial, we'll just allow from anywhere. Yep, all UDP traffic. But you can also be very specific. You can specify the port range, and just for sake of security. But let's just save the rules and let's go back to our instance. So this one, as we can see, it's up and running. We have the security group updated. So we have the UDP traffic from anywhere. This is good. So now next step is literally connect to our EC2 instance. Let's use the online console so we can continue from there. So every time we want to run Syntropy Agent on the instance, we need to have a Docker there. So one of the very first things is installing the Docker. Ubuntu, this specific version has the WireGuard already installed. Obviously we can install the tooling around WireGuard, but we don't have to do it. Let's just install Docker, and that will allow us to get this endpoint visible in our platform by installing Syntropy Agent on it. So let's give it a couple of minutes and it's gonna be there soon. Now it's done. We can go to our platform and get our Syntropy Agent, but we also need to work around the firewall. So let's go ahead and open specific ports to allow the firewall to function with our Syntropy Agent. that specific version of Ubuntu, we can set up firewall settings via using command called iptables. So we need to accept the forward, and yeah, now it's all done. Let's give it a go and install Syntropy Agent on it. We are logged into our Syntropy Stack platform. Let's create a new workspace called Syntropy VPN tutorial. Let's switch to that new workspace. So as you can see, everything is empty for now. Let's add a new endpoint. And first of all, we need to click on the VPN tab, which is very important. First of all, we should create a agent token. So bear in mind that there is an expiry date. Set it up for a little bit longer. Let's go back to the endpoint. We click on VPN, paste generated one, copy the command. Yeah. Let's go back to our console and sudo and paste the docker command. As you can see now, it's pulling the images, and boom, it's there. To double check it's there, let's just docker ps. Obviously I don't have enough permissions. ps. Yeah. So this is our agent installed, and let's go back to the platform, and it's there, and we have one service running. So this step will allow us to put the traffic through our endpoint. So the next step, we'll use some sort of device with WireGuard installed. I'm going to use my iPhone and I'll show you how to do it. So next step is to add a virtual endpoint. If we go to endpoints here and let's click on add endpoint button, we have the Linux, VPN and virtual one. So virtual one will allow us to use some other devices with WireGuard application installed. Obviously we need another agent token, so let's call it iPhone. Again, bear in mind that there is an expiry date here as well. Let's copy this one and let's go back to our endpoints. So if we go back here, let's call it iPhone and let's create this one. Okay, so now we have two endpoints, but no connections yet. So we need to make sure that those two are connected. So let's click on that one. Then we're gonna connect it with iPhone. For now, let's don't enable SDN for this connection because at the moment you won't benefit from it. So let's just update. And yeah, we have a connection now. So, as you can see, for now, the status is, it's not really used because we need to use this device to connect to our virtual endpoint. So what we need to do. So now, we need to connect my device to the virtual endpoint here. So we need to click on the cog icon there, click Get Configuration. So let's reveal it. And on the application on my phone, I'm going to just add a new tunnel using the QR code. So I'm literally scanning it. Let's call it VPN Syntropy So it will ask if we want to add that configuration to our VPN. Yeah. And now I need to just toggle this. And we're pretty much done. Let's see the config file. By the way, it will be useful for you to troubleshoot if something went wrong. Okay, let's have a look how the example configuration looks like. So as you can see, we have the address, the private key, DNSs, and the peer. If you don't have a peer here, surely that something went wrong. Normally, the biggest mistake is that we reveal this configuration before we do connection. So you need to make sure that before you reveal your configuration, you need to have that connection between your endpoint and your virtual endpoint. All right. So how to double check that it actually works? So first of all, we need to enable the VPN here. As you can see, it's ticked. Next thing is to check out what sort of IP address do we have. I'm normally using just what's my IP address.com. And yeah. So it's 125.157.138. So now we will go to our EC2 instance, and yeah, it's exactly the same one as on my screen. So I'm based in UK and I have IP address from America. So simple as that. So if you have any questions, if you want to set up the VPN on some other machine, don't hesitate to reach out to us on Discord and we'll help you do it. See you soon for the next tutorial.